Today as I was lazing around, I realized that I have nothing to do before college. Hence, I thought of making this video and giving you some suggestions about the books to read before you go to college. Sadly, I've read all of them, so I have to find new books to read. Let's start. Okay, genre 1, history. The book that you should read in this genre before going to college is Ramachandra Guha's India After Gandhi. This is a book that will test your patience, but once you read it, it will be one of the most amazing books that you have ever read. It will open up a whole new perspective into the world of India and its history. So I definitely suggest this book. It will also take a lot of time because it is like a 900,000 page book. So read it before college starts, because after that you'll never have that kind of time to read this. So the best book in the sports genre is the Mammoth Book of World Cup, which is by Nick Holt, and it is a really comprehensive guide of all the World Cups that has been held. This is a great starting point if you know nothing about football, because the World Cup is in 2018. So this is a great book to read now, because you get a really good perspective about how the sport of football has evolved through the years. Genre 3, science. Now, most people would suggest science fiction novels for it, but for me, my suggestion would be The Brief History of Time. This may seem like a very thin book, but it is a really interesting book, and it will really test your patience because you have to understand the concepts that is explained here. So I would suggest you definitely read this book, because again, this is a time consuming book to read and you'll never have this kind of time. Genre 4, fiction. So my suggestion would be 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hossein. Though many would suggest The Kite Runner, which is a really more insightful book, but 1,000 Splendid Suns is a more important book. It is a true portrayal of Eastern feminism, and it is a kind of book that everyone finds. Biographies and autobiographies. So for this I have two books. For the biography part, I have Ramachandra Guha's Gandhi Before India. I know I am suggesting two of his books in my suggestion, but I just couldn't think of any other biography that is so well written. So this book again is a time consuming book, and its print is even smaller than that in India After Gandhi. But it is a very, very, very important book, especially this year when India touches its 70th year. It is a very important book, and it really speaks about a man that we all perceive very differently. For the autobiography part, I suggest Neeraj C. Chaudhary's The Autobiography of an Unknown Indian. It is again a really different kind of autobiography. It doesn't really speak of his life, but it is a portrayal of the Hindu and the Kolkata society in the 1930s and the 1940s. So it is a great autobiography to read, and really gives you a perspective of the India that was and that affects the present. Those were my suggestions. But if you have read all of these, then there's nothing to do. You and me have to find new books to read, and comment down below on what you think of my suggestions and what are your suggestions of books to read before college.